Hello folks, this is Checkmate back with an update on the Ethereum trade on my breakout account, breakout prop. I am also in a trade, in a spot trade on ETH, but today we're just going to focus about the funded account. As you know, in the previous video we were discussing a potential setup on Ethereum that I took a trade in, which was here. So overnight we saw an increase in price from somewhere here to right there, which was 3% at about 5x leverage. So that was about 15% margin. 50% return on margin. I was up about $3,000, give or take. And this morning the CPI reports came out, and we did not meet expectations. In that, here you can see the volatility that happened this morning, and I ended up closing those trades for a break even, basically a break even. You can see the close P&L and net P&L, but it's like $25, so whatever. So I closed that trade, and then after I look at the charts, I realized that we were getting some strong reactions on the chart, and I didn't want to miss out on this a move that was gonna come. Yeah, there was a possibility of a breakdown, but the reactions that we were getting was weaky. So I went back in with with 20k USD margin out of 5x leverage. That breakout prop automatically gives you an ETH, and yeah, so I did that, and then volatility still was for a couple more candles, and in the lower time frames this looked to me like a bear flag. So for some reason I thought it was gonna break down, and my balance was at 100k, which was the initial starting balance of the account. I already took 2 payouts out, and I had like 6,000 in cushion, which I lost around tripping trades in this shitty environment that I traded. I caught some good trades, but I would round trip them back and take losses. So I lost about $6,000 worth of my trading profits, and I wanted to make it all back in one trade. And what happened was I would go up to like 20% return on margin and ended up round tripping them back and taking loss, which were in this candles. But now I saw that this level was holding, so when I re-entered the trade, which was this one right here that I closed and this current one, there were 2 separate transactions of 5,000 each, because initially it was I think 20k, but because of that volatility and that little bear flag, I thought I was gonna break down, so I closed 50% of the position and I retained 50% of the position, which was 10,000 USD margin. And when we saw this upward movement, which so far it's been about 7.86% at 5x leverage, so it's about 35% return margin, I ended up closing 50% of the trade here at $27.89, taking about $2,000, well, a little bit under $2,000 of profits, and that was just 50% of my position, which was 5,000 USD margin. And here we have the remaining of the trade, and you may wonder why it doesn't show it here. Well, because I entered the trade in 2 separate transactions. Because in breakout, when you add to your position, it doesn't actually add it here. It will open a whole new position. And I like to enter my trades. I like to DCA into my trades, so it'll show different transactions. So let's go ahead and dive into the chart and see what's new and what's the target. Well, the target is 3,000, but we'll see why. I took profits a little bit early. In the previous video we said that my first take profit was going to be 2050, but I took it here. I guess the FOMO got the best of me. but it's still 2,000. I mean, like I said, I was down like 6,000 on my profits, so I wanted to kind of make it back, at least build up some cushion. So I did. I took 2K and then let the rest ride. But let's take a look. So an update on the liquidation heat map was I had to refresh this, but as you can see, there's not much liquidity down here left, and we do have a bunch of it here, the 3,444. And so my bet was we were not going to come below this level, even though we have liquidity here. I think we're going to go after this liquidity. That was the first thing. The second thing that I noticed was the fact that, well, I was watching Crypto Face's live stream, and somebody mentioned something about the full moon, that we would have a full moon today. And typically during full moons we tend to pump, whether it's 3%, 10%, it doesn't matter, we tend to pump. These gray circles are full moons, so here one, another one, this little movement, well, you could kind of like this movement. So that was the second confluence. Third confluence was we had this trend line, the little channel. I don't know if it's a bull flag or just a channel, but the line has been respected for about almost 10 days, almost 9 days. Okay. We were respecting this level as well. I don't know if hold on. Yeah, no. The retracements. We had retracements here that played a role on the confluences. Let me see if it's this one. From low swing to high swing, we had a 76 retrace here. So that's why I thought, okay, we're probably not gonna go below this level. And if you see, my entry on this trade was 25.89. Here it is 25.88, somewhere here, right? So it was, it was pretty safe trade. That's the first retracement. The second retrace, this one. This one goes to 2024, the high of 2024, and we have this retrace level here. And if you can see, all the candles right here close above this level, it just wicked. So it just indicates further strength, further confluence. So far we have about 4 confluences, I think 4 or 5 confluences that just gave me reassurance that this level was going to hold. So I went and took the shot. What else did I see? Market Cipher was starting to develop better basic strategy formations. On the 12th hour, we were already starting to see curvature to the upside on the money flow. We were seeing bullish divergences forming. RSIs were not as low as I would have liked them, but as we saw in the previous video, Litecoin had similar RSI levels and still was able to get back to these areas. The 11 hour, same thing. We have the anchor trigger bullish divergences. Money flow, it's already coming to the end of the wave, or it seems like VWAP was coming up, and those all look very similar to each other if you keep scrolling. Now on the 7 hour, same thing, but you can kind of see the waves a little more formed. Anchor trigger. I would consider this still a bullish divergence because price stayed at the same levels, meanwhile momentum waves were coming up. Now you know what's interesting? We're battling this spider line here, and it's actually a double spider line. You see? So that may indicate that it's gonna be a tough resistance breakthrough. It could be, doesn't have to, but it could be. And then from the 7 hour and downwards, it's just they all look very similar. The RSIs are starting to pick back up. I want this green RSI to stick to this one and come up together. If this pink RSI comes up here and this remains down here, then we're gonna see a push down so that the RSIs come back together. Like this one, see? The green RSIs come up together with the pink RSI. This is what we want to see. I would like to see this money flow pick back up higher, and I would like to see this momentum wave go higher, but time will tell. We need to give it time for further development of the chart. The smaller time frames, well, I mean, the hour didn't look that good to me. The only thing that I saw positively was the money flows were getting smaller. On the 30-minute, we can see a nice basic strategy, curvature in the money flow, anchor, trigger. RSIs are a little bit low, which is good. It would have been better if they were lower, but yeah, nice entry, boom. As far as target goes, we have this spider line here at the 3000 mark, and it's a double spider line. It is a double spider line. So that's, you know, I know there's gonna be resistance here in this level because there's liquidity on this level, and also I think I had shown it in the previous video. I think there was some sort of fib right here. Yeah, there you go. There's two fibs. This one and the previous cycle right here. So this area may just be tough to crack too, and then boom. It doesn't have to be tough, but it could be. Additionally, if you scroll or if you squeeze the chart, you're gonna see that this level of support could be turned into resistance. But if we're able to just break through it, then the next one is this one right here. You're gonna see the level of supports that need to be turned to resistance. If there was to be more downside, I'm thinking that we can just go somewhere here and then bounce around here before we see more upside. But my bet is that we are gonna see this this move to 3,000 USD per ETH, which is about 9% more, and that would give me about $4,000 more, besides the 2,000 that I already booked. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick analysis in this video update of my trade. Hope you find this helpful, and until next time. I mean, I guess it depends on how the chart looks. I may end up closing the trade or not. It just depends on the development of the chart. I might actually move the stop loss somewhere closer because I don't need to have this much risk anymore. I don't think we're gonna crack to this level. We have taken this level. Probably gonna maybe pull back before we come back up, but I don't think we're gonna crack to this level. So I think the wise thing to do is probably move this stop loss somewhere, maybe down here, up here, or even to break even, because we've seen an increase of 8%, and if he comes back to retest, it's probably gonna reach this right here, this level. So you know what, let's move that to break even. so that we can guarantee a win trade on this one. It's a guaranteed win because we already took, well, you can't see it. We already took $2,000 of profits. But yeah, until next time.